are you, man? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing very well, actually. Thank God. Everything's great. Real life is good. Content is fun. So yeah, no, can't complain. Can't complain.
What do you got going on in your real life? You have anything you want to share or no?
Not with stream.
Okay.
I shared it with you.
Okay.
To be honest, you know the thing.
Yeah.
You
but, started doing CrossFit
not publicly. Yeah, that.
That's awesome, bro. I think the fitness journey is fucking huge, and I'm proud that you finally started. Did you see what happened with Timmy Reviews?
I did see that. That's insane. I saw Hassan basically telling him to kill himself with all of his empathy and leftist love.
Yeah, no, that
the tolerant left strikes again.
Did you see my tweet on that?
No, I didn't see your tweet.
Yeah, I tweeted out. I'm gonna read it for you. Because Hassan's reaction to Chibi announcing that he almost killed himself was like one of the most, it was one of the most inhuman things I've ever seen. So I put out, I don't know, man. Maybe the guy laughing at people's suicide attempts, abusing his dog on stream, saying America deserved 9/11, and encourages audience to kill high-power American officials is like evil or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
It's like, I don't know how this guy keeps on doing all this shit. People are like, oh, you know what? I just think Hassan's the good guy. I don't know. He's so cute. What are we doing here? Like, you couldn't make like a Disney supervillain look more evil than Hassan does every single stream he goes live. It just makes no sense.
The craziest thing is, like, if they would have a supervillain like be exactly like Hassan, I would say the writing is terrible. This is unrealistic. No one's that evil. He supports terrorists, pedophiles, and abuses his dog. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, it's unrealistic. Yeah, fucking nuts. The current timeline that we're experiencing.
Yeah.
I believe the other day you said, this was like maybe a couple weeks ago, you said that you wanted to have a call with me where you would quote unquote radicalize me. And
yes.
I believe today you wanted to talk about ICE.
I'm good with ICE. I'm good with multiple topics. We could do, or we could do multiple episodes if you want. It's totally your call. But I'm happy to radicalize you on various situations.
I'm down to talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. I'm just glad that we're talking. This is nice.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about ICE or immigration in general, because a lot of people are like debating, and they're all wrong. Okay. The debate should not be what it is, because it's super obvious that everyone that comes into the country illegally needs to get deported.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Right, like that. That's very obvious. Like, we have a country, we have borders. You come in illegally, you gotta go. I mean, listen, it's as simple as that.
Yep.
And a lot of people will bitch and cry. Oh no, you're separating families. Well, skill issue. Don't invade another country next time.
Yeah,
right?
It's very, and I think that should be the same for every treatment. If I were to invade, Japan illegally to get my Genshin Impact baddies, I would expect to be deported as well. I would not cry, oh my God, you're separating me from my waifu. No, I just wouldn't break the fucking law. I feel it's very cut and dry. I feel like anybody trying to argue against that is just retarded. So then what did you want to talk about?
I totally agree. All right. So when it comes to immigration, there's multiple things going on that aren't being discussed, in my opinion, properly. And that is the fact that some cultures are inferior.
Okay.
All right. Like, this sounds a little bit like the Asmongold take that got him into trouble. But the difference is some cultures are actually just worse, and I don't want them imported here.
Sure.
And I don't think this should be a controversial opinion per se. Like, for example, hypothetically, if there was a country where the average IQ in that country was 67, I just wouldn't want those people coming to our... It's hilarious. Do you know the average IQ in Somalia?
Is that what the average IQ is in Somalia?
Look it up.
Is that real? Hold up. Average IQ Somalia. It says not available. The country's not included in the most comprehensive global IQ rankings. I'm looking for any... average IQ by country. Hold up. I found it. Let me look this up. Let me pull this down.
Put into an AI. Put into ChatGPT or Grok or something.
Hold up. Somalia. I got to find that shit. Would you be able to... what the fuck? Oh my God. They could say that on the map? Look in there.
Oh no, they won't have it on this. No. On the average IQ by country, they don't put Somalia. Okay. You go to Somalia, you'll see they have it blank.
Okay, wait, really? Why don't they have it?
They leave it blank on purpose. It's racist.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, statistics.
Go to Grok.
Okay, Grok.
Go to Grok.
Okay, let me pull up Grok right now. All right, Grok AI.
Oh my God! Just go to Twitter, click the Grok tab.
Oh, dude, I don't know how to do that. Just give me a fucking
He's like
second.
42 years old.
Hold up, I don't use Grok.
At least he has his Genshin Impact baddies to keep him company.
I don't use Grok for shit. All right, I have it pulled up. We're gonna use Grok to fact check this. All right, what is the average IQ of Somalia? 6'7", 6'7", 6'8". Okay, that's fucking crazy. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that certain cultures are inferior, especially when cultures are like, oh, if you're gay, we just kill you on the spot. Like, I don't see why people would even, wince at the idea that some cultures are inferior.
But what if I told you that there were like 50 countries like that, and we're still importing people from these countries?
I would believe you 100%. I believe America is taking on way too many countries when they fucking shouldn't.
Yeah. Like, it might sound racist, but why take the chance? Like, why should we bring people into our country? That makes our country worse. Like, did you know that 85%, okay, I feel bad for the poor Somalis. I'm going to be picking on them a little bit. Do you know that 85% of Somalis are on welfare? In America?
I can believe that statistic. I know they were doing the Somalian daycare fraud, which was fucking disgusting. Let me actually go with what percent of Somalians in America are on welfare?
Like, welfare means your tax dollars are funding them.
Yes, which is fucking obnoxious.
Right? Just like to understand, we're bringing people in, and our taxes are paying for their lifestyle.
Jesus, 81%, 89% if the Somalian households have children. No, it's fucking ridiculous. So they're legit just coming to the country and making it worse for everybody else, taking all of everybody else's money. That's fucking crazy. I didn't know it was that bad. That actually is far worse than what I thought. That's fucking crazy.
It is a radicalizing number. Like, you see this and it's like, why are we doing this to ourselves? We're killing ourselves. Now, what do you think happens if we import, let's say, 250,000? Again, I'm going to use Somalis as an example.
Sure.
Right? Let's say I bring in 250,000 Somalis into like one small community. Who do you think the elected official is going to be?
Somalian.
Oh, yeah. Ilhan Omar, in fact, was elected because the Somali community voted for her. All right. So essentially, now Ilhan Omar is constantly in Congress, and guess what the number one thing on her mind is that she's fighting for?
Somalians.
As an example.
More
Somalians and immigration and welfare. So essentially what we're doing is we're taking massive communities of foreigners, we're putting them, we as in the Democratic Party, which left the borders open for 4 years, all right, we are bringing them in, we are putting them in specific areas, all right, to elect their own retards, okay, so that those retards could fight against immigration policy to bring in more retards to vote for more of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not surprised. I mean, it was the same.
And don't worry, this isn't just Somalians. In fact, I know a certain judge in a certain county in Texas that was elected because of this exact situation as well.
Yeah, I know about corrupt judges very, very, very well. It's also the same thing with the issue with Irna Zarutska's killer that was, I believe, released 17 times. It was another black judge that felt bad for him just because they're black.
I think it was 24 times.
Oh, yeah 24 times. It's crazy because the problem is that people take like judges and officials' opinions as like the be-all, end-all. But at the end of the day, these are people that have agendas that they want to push. And it's not every single judge. It's not every single official, but it's a lot of them. And so a lot of injustice happens because we allow these people to slip through the cracks, and a lot of them are being hired not due to their education, not due to their classification, but they're being hired and put in these positions just because people want to feel good about themselves, and it's honestly making the country worse every single fucking day.
So to be honest, I was going to include that whole speech that you just said in the feminism episode, because feminism is also cancer, and we could talk about that another day.
Is this episodic?
I guess so. What am I supposed to say? There's a lot of retards out there that you're not allowed to talk about.
Of course. No, okay, great. Yeah, I'm down. Feminism. Hey, I'm always down to talk about that.
All right. Well, I'm good with that. We could do it now, or we could do it later. Like, but I could tell you a few more facts that will scare the shit out of you in regards to immigration, like even legal immigration. All right.
Sure.
So, for example, did you know that 40% of students in America these days like can't read in high school?
Yeah.
Right. So that's pretty insane.
Like they can't read at a high school level, right? Like they're topping out at an 8th grade English level, I believe it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
Now, did you know that these statistics are actually including people that have an average IQ of 67?
Yeah, I believe I've looked into this as well. I believe it was if you exclude certain races. So, like for example, the United States reading level is incredibly low, but if you just do the average IQ or the average reading level of the white people in America, it's actually one of the highest in the world, I believe.
Right. So isn't that a little interesting that we're constantly talking about how shitty the United States is, but it's not because of the Americans that it's shitty?
No, yeah, of course, and everybody knows that if they're not fucking brainwashed on Twitter.
Well, a lot of people are brainwashed on Twitter.
Yeah, they are, of course. America bad, and the first thing you think of as America is white people. But white people are catching
Obviously.
and white people are catching all the flack of shit that white people didn't fucking do. I mean, it's the same thing with slavery that I've talked about many
that's
fucking
a funny
times.
one.
Oh, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dude, the only people who get guilted on earth for slavery is white people, when in reality, they were the ones who abolished it. And it was also black people who sold black people into slavery, not fucking whites. It's crazy.
Yeah, but also slavery was literally the first ever business. It was the first, humans were the first commodity that were bought and sold, right? Slavery is like
I've actually never heard of this. Wait, can you expand about that? I've never heard of that.
Well, if you think about it, back in the good old days, you had the chief, all right? He was the guy that was in charge because you always need a leader. Everyone thinks that you could live in a communist utopia with no leaders, but that's a fairy tale. That cannot be. All right, someone's going to break the law. You're going to need someone with the force to actually stop them from breaking the law. In order to have a society, you need a leader. Now, if you have a leader, then that means you have people that are subservient. If you have people that break the law, you could sell them. You could enslave them, right? I have a nice house, and I need that guy, and I need to clean my house. And that guy is a rapist. Well, why kill him if he could clean my house for me, right? And they would sell them. Human beings, before any inventions, all right, where we were selling pots and pans, we were selling people. Slavery is the oldest commodity.
Yeah, what time period was this? Do you know?
Well, if you look at the Bible, right, Joseph was sold into slavery, and that was over 3,000 years ago.
I've actually never looked at the start of slavery. That's actually very interesting.
So slavery was essentially the first ever human commodity. The idea that it's like a white person thing is ridiculous.
Job was also sold into slavery, right?
Job, I don't think was sold into slavery.
I know he got sent to shit. There was the story of Job. I read this whole fucking thing. It was awesome.
Joseph was sold into slavery. Then all of the Israelites were the slaves to the Egyptians, and they fought and they freed themselves. But yeah. So. Like, slavery is ancient, right? Blaming white people for slavery is insane. It was a commodity that was done by basically every single human culture. Every culture had slaves.
Well, I mean, the problem is that Americans are being taught a augmented version of reality. Our history books aren't written by what happened. Our history books are written by the victors. And it's still, I mean, I remember these textbooks when I was in like 5th, 6th, 7th grade, where it was taught to us that we were the ones who, started all of this shit. So it is kind of, it's
in
scary.
In fact, they're still slaves. I mean, Afghanistan recently re-legalized slavery, for example.
Well, let me double check that. Now, did Afghanistan re-legalize slavery? I haven't heard of that either. I know Africa still has slaves. I didn't realize Afghanistan did that as well.
Afghanistan did it. And then they have like these indentured servants like in Qatar and Dubai that they bring in from India, and they just basically keep them in giant slave camps to work on their shit.
So it's January 2026. The Taliban introduced a new criminal procedure code that has been widely criticized by human rights groups for effectively legitimizing or recognizing slavery through its language and structure. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, that's fucking wild.
And it is, and it's still going on in a lot of different places. In fact, Hassan Piker, everyone's favorite leftist streamer, the dog shocker, you might have heard of him. He recently went to Qatar, right? He went to Qatar for this entire political summit for retards. And the craziest part of it all was he actually was talking to his chat about how immigration is really good in Qatar because most of the work is done by immigrants. The immigrants are slaves.
Wait, no way.
I was shocked. He was using Qatar as his example. It was his example of how immigration is good for society. They are brought in as indentured servants, forced to work. So I was literally in shock. And his audience, they're all just like, wow, immigration, wow. And it's like, no, not wow. They're not on welfare. Are you kidding me?
Oh, shit.
They're not on welfare, buddy.
That's fucking nuts. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that sounds about right. You made a video on this, surely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought that up.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this was recently. This was like a week or two ago.
Have you ever seen the race map of the United States? Or the race map of the globe?
They're all the same map.
I know.
They're all the same map.
I know.
It's so sad.
It is.
But it's real.
Like,
right? And acknowledging that it's real is not being racist. That's just being honest.
Yeah, that was one thing, Chad. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this. Look up the race map of the world and then look up the IQ map of the world and then overlap them.
All right. Well, there is actually a reason why certain cultures have lower IQs than other cultures, and this is also
I know this one.
A little bit radicalized.
No, I've known this one. This is due to the fact. What was it? It was something involving agriculture. I looked.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
Okay. Yeah. So
that's the excuse.
Yeah. So can you explain? Because I was looking at this myself because I've been trying to inform myself as much as possible. If you want to explain the agriculture and why people excuse the difference in IQ.
Right. So there are a few excuses. One is that obviously, well, they didn't have tools developed as well, and the agriculture wasn't as good, so therefore they weren't able to take the time to hone their IQs, and like that is a possible explanation. Sure. I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah.
But there's also a very real other explanation that's undeniably true.
Okay.
Do you want to look up the percent of people in Pakistan that are inbred?
I've actually never even considered this. Yeah, the agriculture thing made sense to me. If you don't need to rise to the occasion, then you'll never learn. And if you never have to learn, then you'll kind of be stuck in your ways. How high is it?
So that is true, but IQ is also genetic.
For sure.
Right? Like, if your parents are smart, chances are you will be smart. Now,
61% inbred?
Yeah. So it's, what I'm trying to say, again, it's a little radicalizing, isn't it? So now the craziest thing is, let's say hypothetically you have two cousins that decide to get married. The chances of your these cousins' child being mentally stunted in some way is much higher. It's about 3 times higher to get birth defects. The chances of being violent increases dramatically because they're inbred, right? It's a bad thing.
Of course.
I would, right?
Yeah.
And IQ dips. Now, what if I told you that Mohammed, police be upon him, was he married one of his cousins. So it is a very big culture in a lot of Islamic countries where they marry their cousins. So in Pakistan, for example, where over 60% of the people are inbred, this is after 1,400 years of inbreeding too. Like
this is crazy.
They've been inbreeding for 1,400 years.
Yeah, so the average inbred percent of the United States is 0.1 to 0.2%.
Right. So, people make fun of Alabama.
That's what I was thinking. For incest, I think it'd be way higher.
It's all projection. It's all projection. All right. You make fun of Alabama. All right. And it's 0.1% inbred. And then you look at Pakistan where it's 65% inbred. 60 to 65%, and it's diabolical. Now, if you want to know something that's truly terrifying, because I'm bringing this all back to immigration,
okay,
look up the percent of Pakistanis in the United Kingdom that are inbred.
Okay, percent of Pakistanis in United Kingdom.
Because there's now about 7% of England is Pakistani. 7%.
Yeah, I believe it was 56 million. Population in 2020 to now 74 million in 2026. And I believe the British population was 97% 60 years ago, and now it's 35.2% as of 2026. So there's a lot of immigrants. A lot of people migrated to Britain over the years. It looks like 40 to 60% of British Pakistanis.
So it seems like, right? So, and we saw that in Pakistan itself, it's 60%. And here, it's 40 to 60%, right? So essentially, they're not really assimilating into culture, because they're literally fucking their cousins.
Yes.
Right? So this is aside from like potential rape gangs and stuff like that, which I don't want to get into.
On this episode.
This is insane.
Yeah,
This
no.
is insane.
No,
Like,
that's...
we should not be importing people into our countries that are not willing to integrate into our societies. And they're doing the opposite of integrating into our societies. They are quite literally only integrating with their cousins.
Yeah, you ever played that game?
So,
What's it called? Was it called? Chat. We talked about this game the other day. It was called. You ever play that game where it's like you have like this virus, and you have to spread it to different countries, and once you spread it around the entire world, you win. You know what game I'm talking about?
that was COVID.
Plague Inc. Yeah, COVID. You ever play Plague Inc?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's kind of like they send in these immigrants to these other countries, and then all these other countries, or these immigrants that come in, they have 12 kids before we have one kid. And then it just like slowly starts to swarm and overtake them. And I can't believe what the United Kingdom looks like right now, man. I honestly cannot believe, like, the streets of the United Kingdom are fucking crazy.
Look up how many rapes happen in London. Not all of the United Kingdom, just London, per hour on average.
This is going to make me really sad. I'm not going to lie. This one is going to bum me the fuck out if it's really that high. Rapes in London per hour. Like, that's a fucking crazy ass shit to even Google. Wait, what? Hold up. There's a rape every hour?
Every 54 minutes, there's a rape in London.
That's fucking insane.
And it turns out a lot of it is from, you know how like, people in America do like the 13% of ninjas do about 50% of the black magic or whatever the joke is?
Yeah,
right?
The Dark Wizards. Yeah.
The Dark Wizards, of course.
Yeah.
So in England, 7% of the population does 70% of the raping.
Shut the fuck up. No way. That's crazy.
And the reality is, what if in different cultures rape was not necessarily viewed as such a bad thing?
Oh,
and we're importing those people into our countries.
Yeah, I've actually heard this. I heard that rape isn't a bad thing in certain countries.
Well, in Somalia, for example, rape was legal 6 years ago. Not just like not a bad thing, legal. It wasn't criminalized at all.
What?
6 years ago.
Okay, I've never heard of this either. Hold up. Let me just.
When was rape illegal?
Yeah.
All right.
I've never heard of this, which I really feel like I would have because my TikTok or my Instagram feed is crazy.
Look, man, we need a little more racism on mainstream to like actually understand what's going on in the world.
Okay, let me see this.
Right, so current legal status, it's illegal.
Yes,
about 6 years ago, I think, in like 2019 maybe.
Was rape legal in Somalia in the 2010s?
I think it's right there. It says, there was a progressive Rape and Sexual Offense Act in 2018 that criminalized rape. It's right there on your previous thing.
Let me see if this one makes it easier. It was criminalized. Key details, narrow details. Puntland enacted federal act. I'm trying to find this real quick. Enforcement reality. Laws were poorly enforced due to conflict. Rape was illegal through the framework of colonial era 1962, limited consent, ignoring many aspects, and rarely applied effectively amid Somalia's instability. Reforms, regional law 2016-2018, stalled federal bill, began addressing gaps, but full modernization didn't happen there. The mirrors broader human rights challenges rather than any policy permitting it. I'm trying to find anything that can confirm that.
If you scroll up to your previous one,
okay,
and look at there where it says 2018.
2018. Let me control F. Okay. This is percent of people inbred. Regional variation.
Just we're on a delay. So
this is right here. Somalian self-declared independent, not organized internationally, passed a progressive Rape and Sexual Offenses Act in 2018. First in Somalia history. Criminalizing rape. Oh my God. Wait, so they only criminalized it in 2018?
Yeah. So again, if you're importing people from a country where rape wasn't criminalized, like, do we really think that they're not going to rape? In fact,
no, because it's how they're taught.
In fact, there was recently a situation where a Somali immigrant raped a kid in, I'm pretty sure it was in Minnesota, and they arrested the guy, obviously. And the entire Somali community came together to release a letter to the government saying that he's actually like a really super good guy. See, if I knew a guy that raped a kid, I would not be writing letters defending the guy, personally. Because I wouldn't think he was a very good guy.
Yeah, you think. That's fucking insane. Well, I mean, to be honest, the world doesn't shock me anymore, man. I mean, after all, Chibi Review's friend group picked the other guy who fucked his wife because he was better at Marvel Rivals. So, you know, I mean,
True.
human beings shock me every single fucking day. No, I mean,
True. And because of these like layers and layers of honestly, social manipulation and emotional blackmailing, because that's essentially what's going on, to convince you not to even talk about this, right? Like they say that if you say that some cultures are inferior, that makes you a racist, right? You're not allowed to discuss this, right? White people are bad because of slaves and stuff like you watch like Netflix, and the UK recently released a Netflix show about how there's this one dude who watched Andrew Tate and became a racist, and he's like a white kid. And the entire like British right-wing community lost their mind because quite literally it's not Andrew Tate that's causing white kids to rape people. That's not the main issue in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
And you know, and they keep trying so hard to push this fake narrative. Quite literally.
Well, I mean, white people have been experiencing white guilt for you know, probably like centuries at this point. You know, everybody likes to call.
All right. Well, it makes sense that you say centuries because you thought that World War II was centuries ago. So that makes sense. I really think that if I had to like just say where I think this started, I think this started after World War II. Where
same brain. There it is. Yep, 1939 through 1945. Because now everybody's afraid of being called a Nazi.
That's right. And essentially, it just, I think it was like, Hitler was a white guy. We all need to cuck ourselves forever.
Yep.
I'm going to prove that I'm anti-racist by importing infinite rapists into my country.
Domain expansion, infinite rapists. My
so
God,
sad,
bro.
It's true, bro.
My curse technique.
It's so sad.
Look at how good of a person I am. Yeah, no, it's crazy. What are your thoughts on Hitler, man?
Well, I thought he was honestly a massive failure. You know, in general, like if you look at what he did, he cucked all of white people. All right, let's be real. He did that.
He did
destroyed Germany
pretty hard. He did cuck us pretty hard.
Yeah, he cucked all of white people. He destroyed Germany. He killed millions of Jews and gypsies, he started a war that involved.
You'd say millions?
I would say millions. Yeah.
I've heard a different number, but maybe that's for another topic.
Yeah, we could do a Holocaust debate at some point. I'm totally good with that. Look, this is America. This is America.
Yeah. I know, it was America, man. Yeah. Fuck, bro. Dude, the whole fucking my Instagram feed is so cooked, bro. Like, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. Like, hearing the Hitler debates has kind of been, it's very interesting to me, man. I would love to talk about that more often at a later date.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like you're kind of biased, though.
I am biased. My grandparents' entire families were all killed. So yeah.
I feel like maybe you don't like the guy.
Hitler, yeah, no, he was a pretty bad guy from my perspective. But then again, once again, biased. I will admittedly biased.
Guys, I'll say it too. I think Hitler was a pretty bad guy.
Wow, controversial.
I know. I'm very brave. Yo, Andrew.
But Hitler.
Legal Mindset, what up, dog? Good to see you, man. Sorry, Legal Mindset's in chat. I love that guy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, same. Hitler did not shock his dog.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Do you think he would have? Man, imagine Hitler as a live streamer.
Bro, Hitler loved his dog.
I'm actually curious. Maybe you'll know more about this. I've done a little bit of research into this. I would love to hear your thoughts. You know the books that they burned?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were those about being transgender?
A lot of them were. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I didn't get conspiracy pilled. That's also what I found as well. It's actually very interesting. Yeah. But no, I do.
So, Nazism was really about that there was a lot of, like, they said that, you know, it's a superior race and other races were degenerate. And that included, you know, Jews and gypsies, and also included gays and transgenders. And yeah, they went to war, they lost, and they destroyed Europe.
Kind of a big L, low key.
It was a big L.
Yeah. Hitler lost hella aura during all that shit, bro.
Yeah. Especially when he allegedly killed himself.
Allegedly. That being said, it is kind of fucked up, man, because now I can never rock his mustache, you know? You do that little square, you can never do it because
Dude,
Hitler
that guy ruined the mustache.
I
forever.
know. No, and it was cool, bro. It looked good, but now nobody can do it anymore. Otherwise, they're a fucking white supremacist. Big L, bro. Big L.
Yeah.
Fucking
dude, he ruined Germany, white culture, and that mustache.
I know, bro. It's just fucked up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. How
he also ruined the first name Adolf, to be honest.
Which is also a great name. What was I gonna say? Who do you think, off the top of your head, like the 5 worst human beings in history are? Like of every era.
I have no idea. There were a lot of human beings, and there were a lot of really bad ones.
Would Hitler be your number 1 as worst human being?
So I guess it depends how you define bad, right? It depends how you define evil.
The person who's
right?
done the most...
the amount of casualties that he did, or someone that inherently was a really, really bad guy, you know, because he disgraced God. Like, how do you define evil? Like, again, Mao, Stalin, Hitler, they were all bad. Their casualties were in the millions. And so just sheer numbers wise, I don't think anyone was as evil as those guys. But as far as like small acts that could be considered unbelievably evil, you know, against God, let's say, I would argue, you know, people like in biblical times that, you know, like there was this one king, Manasseh, that he had sex with his mother, not because he liked it, but because he wanted to spite God. That's pretty evil. That's pretty evil. You know, like, so no, he didn't kill 60 million people like Stalin, but that's pretty evil. You know,
Grok is telling me that there's some guy. I feel like if I read this name, I'm going to lose a lot of Chinese sponsors. Hold up, I don't want to.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want to lose any sponsors. I really don't want to lose any. I already have 0, bro. I can't afford to lose.
So actually, if you really want to freak out, Hassan Piker cosplayed as that guy during the Streamer Awards. Because he's such a fan of communism.
Wait, Hassan Piker
cosplayed against one of the worst guys ever. Yeah.
Did Hassan cosplay as Mao?
Dude, you don't need to Grok this. Just look it up. Come on, man. You're gonna let Grok decide? It's gonna be like, well, actually, it was a traditional Chinese thing.
What is my name? The problem is, I don't want to look at the Streamer Awards, man. I don't want to see that one. I'm good. I believe it though. I'm actually aware of that. That's crazy.
And you know, like he got the little red book in China, and he was like soying out. He's like, whoa,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I heard about that as well. Out of curiosity, do you still get sponsors?
Yeah.
Damn. Really?
Yeah. I need to submit one actually today. Yeah.
Wait, hook a brother up. What the hell?
Absolutely, I got you.
Oh,
my sponsor guys are Jews now, so it's diabolical.
Yeah, yo, hook a brother up, man. I love the Jews. I love the Jews.
True. I mean, you just condemned Hitler, so this is great.
Yep. Hey, yeah, I think Hitler was bad. Yep, Jews, good people. Yes, sir. What did you think about Andrew Tate and all them playing the song?
Oh my God. So I'm actually glad you asked, because I have a very nuanced opinion. Okay. I believe in the First Amendment, freedom of speech. They had every right to play the Hail Hitler song, and the people in the clubs also had the First Amendment and had every right to ban them from the clubs. All right? Yep. I'm not offended. I think it's funny, all in all. And the fact that they all crashed out that they got banned is hilarious, because they had the right to play it. They had the right to ban them. It was just a really funny situation.
What do you think of the song?
It's a bit of a banger, not gonna lie. Like, I understand the comedy. It's a bit of a banger.
It low-key a little catchy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Do you sing along?
To some of it. In my opinion, the worst part of the song is when Kanye's admitting to being a cuck and shit, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, that's the only part that you skip. That's the only part that you skip.
That's the bad part. I guess I
can't be a cuck, bro, but the rest of the shit, how bad it really is.
The cuck part's too far. It's too far.
Yeah, man, dude, cuckoldry is really becoming a lot more widely accepted, and it's making me fucking disgusted. It's the same thing. Have you seen that TED Talk about that one chick trying to humanize and rationalize pedophilia?
No, what? That's
yeah,
not
there's
real.
a TED Talk saying that like pedophiles are people too, and they can't help it. They're just born this way.
Oh, TED Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, this is. Oh, did you ever hear of NAMBLA?
No.
Look up NAMBLA. NAMBLA. Look up NAMBLA.
What is NAMBLA? I know what a map is, but I don't know what a fucking NAMBLA is.
Woo-hoo. NAMBLA was an entire movement.
North America. What the fuck? North American
it was a gigantic
Boy Love Association?
That's right. It advocates for pedophilia. It is a pedophilia advocacy group.
Fuck? Hold
yep,
up.
They were like, well, actually, it's just a sexuality, just like anything else.
Dude, that's the problem. Is that I feel so fucking passionately about this. I hate when people say, "Oh, I was born this way. I can't change it." Well, I'm sorry, bro. When it comes to the safety of children, you're gonna have to get the fuck over it. I find it insane how 99.9% of mental illnesses people will tell you to not listen to. But there's, a very select one that people tell you, oh, yeah, no, listen to it. Cut off your penis right now. I think it's fucking insane, bro. Now, once again, if you're above 18...
if you want my stance on it, I think that this is an offshoot of feminism. All right? So there is a big...
No, we can't talk about feminism yet. We're saving that for the next episode.
All right, we're saving them for the next episode. All right, fine.
Yeah,
but anyway, we had just affirmed people's mental illnesses now or something, because it's like people, there's a difference between being kind and being nice. Being kind is when you do the right thing for somebody, and being nice is just like saying, yes, of course.
Yeah, dude. The whole idea, and like telling this shit to, what was it, 96% of Netflix kids has like pro-transgender topics discussed in all the Netflix kids shows. It's like, bro,
if you think about it, if there's a culture that prioritizes castrating children and not getting married and aborting your babies, then how do they breed?
They don't.
Through grooming. They're vampires.
Oh, yeah, true, grooming, yeah. Yeah. Nah, it's just bad, bro, because like, once again, if you're 18 and up, do whatever the fuck you want. But when it comes to the safety of children and putting that shit into child's minds at such an early age, because, dude, when I was a little kid, I thought I was fucking Goku. Okay, I was convinced that I could go into the bathroom, and I was convinced that I could do the fucking Kamehameha. If you are telling every children, oh, if you think you're a dog, you are a dog. Oh, if you think you're a girl, it's not because you just like girl things. Or if you think that you're a boy, it's not just because you're a tomboy. It means you actually are the other thing. It's like, why are we telling kids this? All of this.
I'm gonna go a step further. All right.
Sure, go ahead.
And this is something I thought a lot about. Like, there's a part of me that wants to say, look, if you're an adult, you could do whatever you want. It doesn't affect me. It's not my business. However, I believe that it does affect me, because I think it does go downstream, and I think that once we're telling adults, oh, you could cut your penis off and publicly run around and cross-dressing and stuff like that. I think once we're already normalizing it to such a crazy degree, I think it does go downstream, and I think it does affect everything. So I personally am against the idea of transgender surgery, even for adults. Personally, that's my take. I know that it's a controversial one. A lot of people will disagree. I personally believe so. Like, for example, if you had an 18-year-old and he was like, I identify as future Gohan that lost an arm. And therefore, he goes into the hospital and says, I identify as future Gohan that lost an arm. I want you to cut my arm off. He's an adult. He's consenting.
Yes.
Should the doctor listen to him and cut his arm off to affirm his identity?
Fuck no.
So, from my perspective, that's the same idea.
Yeah.
Right? It's a mental illness, and I feel terrible for them. I don't hate trans people. I don't. I pity them. I pity them that they are manipulated by society, and that no one's willing to tell them the truth.
We're in the same boat. I obviously think it's stupid as shit, but if I were to meet one in real life, and I'm friends with a trans person, I do just feel bad, right? But I'm not gonna be like, oh, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking punch you in the fucking nose, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and I'm gonna fucking shit on you for it. I also feel fucking horrible because it's the way they were lived, it's what they were taught, and it's what they were convinced that they were, when in reality they just aren't.
Right. I'm not sitting here saying that to shit on trans people. I don't shit on trans people on an individual basis. I feel bad for them. I think it's like I wouldn't shit on schizophrenic people for being schizophrenic.
I'm not schizophrenic, by the way. Just want to clarify that. I thought I was.
Yeah, I know. I heard
Cool.
the update. You were stabbed in the face. It's different. Yeah,
I thought I was.
I heard the lore.
Yes. And it makes a lot of sense. I think maybe because, dude, you know what it was? So I think I was like 19, and I went to New Mexico State University, and I just go up to this office with my brother, and there's this guy just sitting there and says, "So tell me, what's going on?" I say, "Oh, well, sometimes at night I see people," and like legit, it was like the span of like 30 seconds. I say, "Oh, yep, you're schizophrenic. Here, take these pills." And I'm like, okay, it was literally like a 30-second conversation. Got medication immediately. And then I go to my fucking room and I take this medication, and that almost causes me to kill myself. Like, dude, I feel like we were so lackadaisical.
My opinion on therapists are that 5% of them could save your life, and the other 95% of them can kill you.
Oh yeah.
Like you need a good one. If you're gonna get one, you need a really good one.
Yep. No, I agree.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because then once this person affirmed, like, you are schizophrenic, I'm like, oh, I am. And then everything became worse because then I'm horrified of my own mind. Because then I'm like, oh, okay, well, now I have all these weaknesses. So, no, I mean, yeah, it's very dangerous, bro. It's very, very, very dangerous. I feel like people like really need to do a lot more studying and need to be listening to a lot more of their perspective before they just go around handing around prescription drugs that fuck with the chemical balance of your fucking brain.
And look, man, speaking of drugs and chemical imbalances, there were like 4 instances of transgender violence in the last week in North America.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, there was even there was a transgender person who like stabbed like a little boy in the throat, was laughing about
it. He stabbed 2 kids apparently.
Yeah.
And he was released on bail. He's not in jail.
What?
Yeah. They were just like, oh, shit, that sucks. Anyway, your court date is, in a month. You can go.
Jesus Christ, bro. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, there was also a mass shooting in Canada. Killed 10 people, injured another 25. There was another one in a hockey rink. Shot his ex-wife and child.
I heard about that one. Did he
there was another guy in California.
Killed himself after, right? Or no?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the age-old saying, mercy to the guilty is punishment to the innocent. It's nuts, man. I mean, and it's really sad.
It's so sad.
Because I love our country. I love America, but there's so much corruption in the officials that are supposed to be running it. It just doesn't feel fair at all to the American citizens. I mean, I talk to my chatters quite often, and I know a lot of them are like hardworking individuals who are like barely scraping enough to get by, and knowing that like the reason why so much of our economy is so fucked up right now is because America is trying to prove that we aren't racist by catering to all of these illegal immigrants. And there's people killing themselves on the street to protect illegal immigrants who are fucking pedophile rapists. And our tax dollars are going to fund those people rather than taking care of the citizens of our country. And the worst thing is, this isn't just America. I don't
think you realize how bad it is. It's so much worse than I think you think. It's so much worse because, like, if we deported 30 million illegals, let's say 30 million, all right? In an ideal world, we'd get 50 million, but like, let's say 30 million, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Think about the things that would get better overnight. So the housing market would go down. All right. Real estate would be cheaper and more affordable because supply and demand. You'd have free empty houses to sell, right?
Yeah.
Rents would go down because now all of a sudden you have a surplus of apartments and not that many possible tenants. Right? Because we deported, like, these 30 million people are living somewhere. So the entire real estate market would get better overnight if this happened. All right? The job market would improve overnight if this happened. Overnight. Why? Yeah. Well, a lot of these people are hiring people that are illegal in the country.
Because you can pay them less.
In fact, you could pay them less. You don't have to, write them down as paying taxes on their money. It's all in cash. It'll also increase the average salary in the United States because now, look, I want to hire someone to work at Starbucks, and I can't hire Jorge. All right, listen, I can't hire Jorge anymore, bro. So I have to start paying people like normal wages, right? So it is a pretty insane traffic. Right? If there's 30 million less people in the country, traffic's going to be better. Gas prices are going to go down. All right, and it's everything. All right.
Side note.
You ever go to the emergency room? You ever go to the emergency room?
Yes,
and you have to wait there for like 4 hours?
Yes.
It's mostly illegal aliens that don't have actual health care, but will get seen if they sit in the waiting room of the emergency room anyway.
Yep.
So whenever they have any issue, they just go straight to the emergency room. So you won't have to sit there for 4 hours either.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many things that would get better overnight if we deported 30 million illegals. And we're doing this to kill ourselves because quite literally, the Democrats are trying to steal votes.
Oh,
that's why they're here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're on the exact same page with this. Side note, a little bit more happy things. Do you have a car?
Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you. Do you say yes?
Yes. I have a car.
Can I ask what type of car you have?
I have a Tesla.
Me too, bro. It's the best.
Oh my! Wait, you got it?
I got it forever ago, bro.
I thought you didn't get it because Elon Musk didn't respond to you.
No, I don't care, bro. I was getting one of you guys. I was hoping I'd get Elon Musk to give me one for free, but I was like dead set on getting one regardless. I got one forever ago, bro. Oh my god! I just press a button. Oh, dude, and I'm just cruising.
Great. Dude, you never have to stop in a gas station ever again. You plug it in when you get home, and that's it.
They are the best cars ever. I got the performance.
I like them, man.
I got the performance as well, bro. I got 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Oh my god, it is so. I didn't get the Cybertruck though. I was thinking about getting the Cybertruck. That's the one where I'm gonna wait for Elon to give me one for free.
That'll happen.
Yeah,
it'll happen.
It will.
One day.
It will. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about? I was about to wrap up stream here.
All right. Well, in that case, to be continued, I guess. There are a lot more topics to talk about.
Yeah.
Another day.
No, this was fucking awesome, man. Like I would absolutely love to do this. If you want to meet up once a week, I would love to.
I'm down.
Oh yeah. You're live on Kick right now or no?
No.
Okay. Are you going live later today or no?
Probably not. I was live early this morning.
Okay, well hold on. Let me link your Kick channel to my YouTube chat here real quick. I don't know if you've seen this. You probably haven't. There's 2 creators in the gacha space right now who are legitimately suing each other over a false copyright strike. And I kind of want to give you the TLDR, and then from the outside perspective, I want to kind of get your opinion on who you think's going to win.
All right.
So
it's like Ethan Klein. It's Israel Palestine, except it's over waifus.
Well, it's funny that you say that because one of the guys hired Ethan Klein's lawyer to sue the other guy.
No.
Yep. No, they're going full PvP. Yeah, so this all started because this new Arknights game came out called Arknights Enfield, and this one guy said it was bad, and this other guy got his feelings hurt. So these two have been throwing pot shots at each other for like 2 years, and then this other guy called Mr. Pokey made a video critiquing, the state of content creators and how they're all liars, and used this guy's likeness in the video to describe like who a bad actor is. It was a 20-minute video. So the other guy reacted to it. It was a 20-minute video. He reacted to it for 1 hour and 25 minutes and corrected the misinformation and defended himself and also shit on him a fair bit. And so the other guy said, I intentionally made that video because I knew you would react to it. So now I'm copyright striking your channel.
Yeah, that's a false copyright strike. He's going to lose.
There it is. And everybody who's a content creator knows that. Viewers don't get it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair use.
Oh yeah,
that's he's toast. I mean, I don't know the situation. I don't know any of the people, but that's a false strike.
Absolutely, you just can't be doing that shit, and it's embarrassing because dude, I've even tried to advise, and I don't even like this guy anymore. Maybe I would if he apologized and admit that he fucked up. But I am still trying to like take care of this guy because he's gonna lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not maybe tens of thousands of dollars over this fucking petty ass lawsuit. But I spent the past like hour of my stream obsessing over this shit because it's like I've been trying to avoid this. I've been hoping they would move on, and this has now been going on for like 4 weeks straight of everybody in the God space just shitting on each other. But anyways, I've been watching a lot of your reacts lately. They're very, very, very good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I've been doing way too much research on them.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah, DM me some of this shit too to research because that's pretty much all I do when I go offline too is because I'm attempting to, kind of right the wrongs of me thinking World War II was, in the 1800s. But
look, read history, read the Bible, and make fun of retards. That's been my my favorite thing.
That's a good life. All right, well, guys, that was Nux. Go check out his channel on YouTube. You're Nux and Nor on YouTube.
That's right.
And then
that's the one.
That's the one. Nux and Nor on YouTube. Nux Taku on Kick. Hope you all
actually it's Nux and Nor on Kick as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM you in like 5 minutes.
Great.
All right, peace, brother. Good talk.
All right. Well, Bye bye.
Bye bye.